Happy Monday, people! It is episode number 18 of In the Car with Clint. You will notice the car is not moving again. It is because in South Australia, towards the winter months, the sun sets earlier and rises later, and my working day starts to be scattered with darkness. That sucks, and I hate the fact that we have shorter days in winter than we do in summer, but we live that far away from the equator, but that we have no choice. So my long-term plan, for those of you that don't know, is to live closer to the equator. Long-term. The reality behind that is that it's not going to happen in the next 20 years because our children are going to school locally and they're settled, and I don't want to mess them up too much by relocating them. I know that plenty of people have relocated and loved it. I relocated once and didn't, so I think I've got a bit of a memory around that. Anyway, it's interesting that I'm talking about children because today I want to talk to you about my son Jack. So Jack is 7 years old. He's about to turn 8, and in the last couple of days, so obviously we've just had the weekend, Jack has decided that he wants to get the game GTA 5. Now, GTA 5, for those that are not PS4 gamer, PC, Xbox people, is Grand Theft Auto. The gist of it is, and I've never played it, so I only know the gist of it from looking from the outside. You can steal cars, get chased by cops, kill hookers, run over pedestrians, just general debauchery. And it's rated R18+. Now, I've told Jack he's not having it. I don't know how long he won't have it for. He plays Fortnite, which is people shooting people in the head and shit anyway, so I'm kind of like, well, what's worse? Some of the adults I've spoken to have said it's a lot worse. But what Jack's desire to have this game has highlighted to me is how anyone that's in the sales game needs to be selling like they're a 7-year-old child trying to convince their parents that they want something. I've never seen in a salesperson so much persistence as I have in a child, and they don't have to be 7, they can be 4, trying to get what they want. Jack has come up to me with multiple examples of things that would be better in his life if he had GTA 5. Yesterday, he told me that if he got it, it would give him a chance to learn how to drive, which would make it better for us later so that he knew how to drive. What else did he say? You could learn, I think there's a kind of kids version of it where you can go play golf, you know, every day, for the last, every minute, every hour, every day. Jack's just been GTA 5, GTA 5, GTA 5, GTA 5. Hey Jack, how are you? What would you like for breakfast? Dad, can I have GTA 5? Hey Jack, how are you feeling today? Did you have a good sleep? Actually, I've been struggling to sleep because I don't have GTA 5. These are just examples, and it has been mental. So, I think for us, with my sales team, it's really important for us to be persistent without being a harassment lawsuit. So, Jack hasn't, he's got good enough, well, he doesn't have great EQ. Like, I'm trying to teach him to read the room, but he's 7. And he is probably stepping over the line of being annoying, but he's my kid, so, you know, it's fine. It's a really hard line to find for a salesperson to be persistent without being annoying. And I've had salespeople in the past that have misunderstood persistence and annoying and have probably overstepped the line to the point where customers just don't answer their call. So today I'm going to talk briefly about the no dry humping rule that we have and how it ties in to sales. So obviously we want to keep this brief because I know how much you guys hate long videos. EQ is something that's really hard to, you can't teach it as such. You can probably help form it in adults around when they should and shouldn't be. And when I say EQ, I'm talking about emotional quotient. So there's IQ and EQ. Obviously IQ was something that was measured heavily more in kind of the 70s, 80s and maybe 90s, whereas EQ is something that was getting more recognized further on. And then obviously there'll be more ability to adapt, ability to read the room, ability to understand people's emotional state, body language, NLP, all that. Now, some people are born with it, some people aren't, and some people, I think you can train it to a point, but ultimately you either, I think you kind of have it or you don't like at a raw level. And I think it's important that if you're in sales, and probably I want to try and bring some value. So if you're in sales and you don't know whether or not you have good EQ, you probably don't. And if you're in sales and you're not sure how to handle that situation, I had this conversation with a friend called Ali who said something about she didn't want to be annoying, and I said ask for permission to be persistent or something along those lines, or ask for permission to be annoying. And this is something that I'm trying to get my team to do, is say, okay, thanks, so we've sent you a quote, when's a good time to follow up? And if they say, look, don't call me for a month, then don't call them for a month. But if they say, look, I am probably going to make a decision today, you can call me tomorrow morning, then you've got permission to follow up. And it's really important for you to remember that if you don't ask, you're not going to know, but ask questions that are going to give you an answer. Like, if you end the conversation with like, oh, okay, cool, so I'll just follow you up soon, there's no deadline to that. And if you say, look, is it all right if I call you tomorrow morning? And they're like, why? And you go, well, I need to obviously chase you up and see how we went with this. I don't want to be annoying. I don't want to call you during breakfast with your family. Like, and you kind of get some understanding from them that you are going to follow them up and that they're happy with it. When you do it, they're either not going to answer, but if they've committed to you that they're happy to accept a follow-up, eventually they're going to answer, and it's not going to be awkward. So if you ask for permission to follow up and they say, don't call me, don't call them. So this one's for you, Jackie boy. If you want something like GTA 5 and I say no, it might be a good idea to ask, when's a good time to ask again? And I will tell you that it's when you turn 18 and you can make your own choices. Anyway, that was a little bit scattered, a little bit random. I'm at Dry Creek. I've just loaded a truck and I haven't really started my day, but I wanted to punch out and in the car with Clint because Duffy's got a busy day. Thank you for watching. We hit 100 subs, so that was balloons. Duffy sucked in. You have to add that now. And I will see you tomorrow morning. Hopefully the weather is as glorious as it is today. Be kind to each other, and I'll talk to you soon.